Welcome children for the general knowledge portion evaluation 3. We are going to study today minerals and energy resources. We may not be knowing their meaning, but we are very well using both of them. Minerals. Minerals such as iron, gold, silver, copper, salt, the chalk piece. Oh, so many are there. We are surrounded with the minerals and hence they are important for us to study. Let us see how they come. Minerals are basically naturally occurring substances. Here it is mentioned solid, but there are few exceptional cases also. Like petroleum is a liquid mineral and natural gas is a gaseous mineral. These minerals mainly occur naturally. They are found in the nature. Human beings, they themselves cannot make it, and this is important. Because they are important and we cannot make it, they become rare and they become very, very important actually. How are they made? They are made up of some definite chemical composition or homogeneous. Homogeneous, it means like similar. Like how do you identify gold and silver? Because yes, silver is made up of different chemicals and gold is made up of different chemicals. Why the minerals are so important? Just see here the picture shows in a small house or in one house also so many minerals are used for electricity, for bulbs, for cell phones, for calculators, for the roofs, for the toothpaste and so many uses. You just see how we are surrounded with the minerals all around. Let us study the types of the minerals. There are two types of minerals, metallic and the non-metallic. When I say metallic and non-metallic, it means the one which are like the metals and the another one non-metals. Just see the difference. Metallic and non-metallic. They contain metals, they do not contain metals. They are malleable, ductile. It means we can shape them, we can mold them. If we are heating them, you can turn their shape likewise. Whereas non-metallic, it is not so. Like imagine the limestone or take the example of the chalk piece, right? Or the coal. They are soft and they are non-lustrous. They don't shine. Here are a few examples. Now metallic minerals are having two more types, ferrous and the non-ferrous. These are few of the metallic minerals, gold, silver, copper. Just see how do they shine. Now the ferrous and non-ferrous. Ferrous, it means the one which is having the content of iron. Most of the metallic minerals are having the content of iron in it. And how to identify? The one which will be having the iron, they will get rusted, right? Whereas the non-ferrous minerals, the one which are not having the content of iron, they have more resistance to corrosion. It means they don't get easily rusted. Here we have non-ferrous such as gold, silver, zinc, copper, likewise. And iron ore and the manganese, they are the ferrous minerals. These are the examples. Non-metallic minerals, examples. Coal, mica. Now mica is generally used in the electronic industries. You will find them on the river side also or sometimes in the sand. Limestone, which we use for different purposes, for making cement, for coloring your house, or maybe to make the chalk and all, likewise. Moving to the energy resources. Now, what are energy resources? Energy resources, it means those things which will give you the energy. Energy in which form? Not a drink or not some food or something like that. Energy here means three things. Number one, heat. Number two, light. And number three, electricity. Now, if you will just see these two types, conventional and non-conventional, yes, both of them are giving us heat, light and electricity. coal, petroleum, natural gas, they come under the conventional, whereas the other ones, they are going into the non-conventional. They all are used to give us heat, light and electricity. Now, how are these two types different? Conventional and non-conventional sources, they are basically, one is traditional and another one recently we have started. Earlier people were using firewood, coal, petroleum in order to get heat, light and electricity. Nowadays we are switching over to these non-conventional by making the use of solar energy, wind energy, hydro energy, tidal energy, likewise. Conventional sources are generally non-renewable. Non-renewable, it means they cannot be made again, or they are getting exhausted once they are used. But then non-conventional, solar, wind, water, yes, it is not going to get exhausted. It will be there. Generation of conventional is also expensive and they cause a lot of pollution, which is not needed right now. And non-conventional sources, they are cheaper and as well as they also eco-friendly. They are also very eco-friendly. So obviously, what is the desired thing which we should do? We should now switch over from conventional to non-conventional energy resources. These are a few examples for conventional sources of energy. And now the non-conventional: solar, wind, geothermal. Geothermal, it means inside the earth surface you have the lava, very hot lava, magma. Sometimes they are closer to the earth surface. And how do we recognize them? There is a presence of hot water geysers, hot water springs are there. So these places they use to generate the electricity. Then tidal power, nuclear, atomic energy also it is called as, energy from ocean, that means the tidal energy, and the biomass, which is also called as the biogas. So obviously all these things will not be exhausted, and hence this is the most reliable source, right? So here we end with this. Next video we will come up with new topics. Thank you.